What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Building the Proton. So some developments have happened since our last video off camera because I had a little bit of a duh moment. I wasn't thinking about putting a dirt bike engine on it, so some things had to be extended. The head goes this way with a dirt bike engine, it goes that way with a regular go-kart engine, so I wasn't really thinking about that. So I had to make a little bit of space, but no big deal. So that's there. I still have to make mounts to hold the engine, get that in place, and then we have to do all of our wiring, get everything hooked up, and get our wheels on. I think 18s are probably around the area of what we need, but I think these are 20s. Yeah, these are 20s. But yeah, so I'm gonna start getting into doing all that. Alright everybody, so I got the motor mount right here on the bottom made, and I got a motor mount right here made. I'm going to go ahead and tack this one right here down so that I can figure out where exactly the front one's going to sit to know what height I need to build it at. So, let's do that. Alright, so I took the liberty of going ahead and doing all of the wiring mounts and stuff, like where all the stuff actually kind of like sits, because honestly I didn't really think you guys would enjoy me figuring all that out. So I did all that, got all 4 mounts mounted to the motor. That's rock solid. Kind of have my wheels sitting on here so I could see the ride height. A little update on the progress. I know I showed that I had all of the electronics wired up. Well, now I have a start of a shifter going on. Kind of stole the half of a handlebar from an old bike from, I don't know. Honestly, it could have been lifted. I don't know where that bike came from. But anyway, stole it from that little bicycle. It works perfectly. It had the perfect offset of what I wanted. Originally, I wanted to put this here, but you see I had an issue because, well, the frame pivots just ever so slightly, and well, that would cause a linkage shortening and extensioning problem, and could potentially cause it to upshift or downshift unwanted. So my solution to that was to put the shifting pin, which would be the rod that the shifter is connected to, as close to center of where the pivot is as possible, because if that right there is center of this, which it is, then the distance between the center and wherever I put on the swing arm cannot move. It's just not possible. So that is how I solved that problem there. I think that was a pretty novel idea. Now I have to build the barrels and bushings and everything to make another changeover shaft in this area, and then I have to build some sort of system, not necessarily this one, to replace that with. So our last task were to make a battery box, which I made a wireframe version, build an intake, don't worry, I'm gonna make some flashing right here to be a heat guard, and to put on an exhaust. So once we put the fuel tank back where it sits, get everything situated, after we do all the cosmetic stuff, and after we paint it, well, I guess that qualifies as cosmetic stuff, then we get to run it. I'm so excited to run it. Alright, we'll be back. after a good bit of long, tedious work, I have finished the back fenders successfully. I like that little cut in, but I think the back fenders kind of turned out better than the front fenders, which is fine with me. But this is the entire go-kart setup, how it's pretty much going to look on the outside. Yes, I used the lawnmower hood to save me time, because, you know, time. Still got to put one bar across right here so that I can put a little switch panel there. But for the most part, it's pretty much done. And as you can see, I added my GoPro stand right here, so we can get some pretty cool footage going down the roads and whatnot. All right, yeah, I just thought I'd update you. Peace.